Hello friends, hello. How's it going? Are we good on the audio today? Are we getting some background music from the neighbors? If not, I'm leaving. I guess there's no background music today. Today it is a little bit quieter. Eric, Peaches, Christian, hello, ODM, LFK, what's up? Gam, Porkjowl, Prates Flatter, Cryptochin, Captain Mike, Buenas tardes, Forbidden, Zaniox, yeah, hello, Mariachi, I'm out of here. Yeah, una buena cumbia, right? Oh my goodness. Alright, how are you all doing? Good to see you all again. It's only been basically a day, so... Alright, so... I hope y'all have had a good Wednesday. Today I have to say my day was... okay. So. I had a good lunch though. Just made lunch at home today. I was working from home today for the most part, but yeah. I got the space AIDS. What? Oh no, I'm so sorry. Do you have any symptoms? I hope you get well soon. I hope it's nothing more than just, you know, a positive test and hopefully mild symptoms. Chills and sore throat. Take care of yourself, man. Pancakes, how you doing? Long time no see. New camera? No, same camera. Does my camera look different today? Same camera as always. Same camera, and same camera. Oh, this is the webcam. That's a DSLR. I mean, that's a, you know, a Sony body, and that's also a Sony body. But yeah, same old. All right. So let's see. Do I have any news from yesterday? Nope, nothing new. Oh, one thing is, I guess I managed to reprogram the Daji Seisero, which is pretty cool. It uses well, this particular PCB, which uses ZMK. Right now I just have it wired because I don't really have a use for Bluetooth, but I can also use it for Bluetooth as well. But this one is the one with nice PVT sweater weather. Actually, oh, I forgot to update the keyboard command, so let me update that. Yeah, give me a sec. Let's see, the keyboard command should be updated. Let's see. Lightning is currently typing on a Daji Seisero B1, or just prototype, it's fine. It is built with, this one has Cherry Mix black switches, loop with Crytox 25 grade 0, I think. Not sure about the rest of the details. I actually just forgot what it was. They're mounted onto the PCB directly. Directly. Plateless. Plateless. Yeah. The keycaps are from nice PVT sweater weather. Which is coming soon to Kanakis. Save. Alright, I think that should now work. Do you cover your lens before sleeping? I would be paranoid sleeping with cameras on me. Well, when I'm sleeping, like, I mean, the camera is off. Like, you know, like, the camera goes off pretty much anytime I'm not streaming. So there's no way it can power on randomly because it literally has no power source. So yeah, there's like, whether it has a lens cover or not, it doesn't really matter. It would be too easy to know if something went on. Especially like, it's actually better because this is not a webcam and it's like an actual camera. it's much easier to know whether something's on or off. Let's see. Mason, thanks for the 10 months, buddy. Love the Adelie. Gentoo is looking nice. Yeah. Lightning Keyboards fan 69. I think it's hilarious you guys talk shit about Lightning Keycodes. You wouldn't say this shit to him IRL. He's jacked. Not only that, but he wears the freshest clothes, eats at the chillest restaurants, and hangs out with the hottest dudes. Fact. Is this the Amoga Skeeb? Yes, maybe. All right. So let's get started, I guess. Yeah, dudes is all inclusive. I use dude to, like, you know, pretty much to everybody. So yeah, dudes is all inclusive. Did you get the shift thing fixed? Yeah, I think it was just so I think what happened was between the time I had last connected with, I mean, definitely is a Bluetooth issue, like Windows and Bluetooth probably, because it definitely probably was like Bluetooth disconnected at some point, and the shift key maybe was pressed or something, or maybe there was a short or something, you know. Basically, shift key was pressed, or like it was registering as pressed, and it kind of maintained that state the whole time, even when it reconnected, which I don't know why, but yeah. So after I swapped it back in, it worked fine. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it works fine now, so it's not a biggie. Was it ever like this? It just seems like Windows just hates Bluetooth. Windows is a trash dumpster of an operating system. We know this. Anybody who uses a computer, like, or anybody who uses like different OSs kind of knows that Windows is the dumpster fire of OSs, right? It's true. Unix-based OSs are so much superior in terms of organization, in terms of how they handle a lot of things, security. Yeah. It just happens to be that we have to use Windows. I have to use Windows for work. I also have to use Windows for streaming. I have to use Windows for many reasons, and it kind of sucks, but it's just what it is. If I could use Unix-based for anything else, for everything, I would do it, but can't avoid it, so that's why we're here. Can you mount that giant bongo or not? Not yet, I guess. There's Sandy had developed a an adapter for it, but I haven't gotten it printed, like 3D printed. So you can technically put an adapter to it, and you could mount it on like a 2x2 cluster. But yeah, I haven't gotten the adapter. Like I haven't even had it made. So yeah, not yet. But yeah, I can run the Adobe Suite on Windows. Alright. But yeah, anyway, Bluetooth, kind of weird. I actually barely use any Bluetooth devices on my computer because I just don't really like how it works with Windows. Alright, so let's just get started. So today we have here the Gentoo, which is the 65% version here of the Adelie, and today we have it in white, e-white, and brass. As you can see, the foam here was ripped out so that it could accommodate, because it's a very big case. Obviously, the actual keyboard's not going to ship in a case like this, but you know, it's just prototype things. All right, let's just take out all these things here out. Alright, so here is our Gentoo. This is a 65% case, basically an extension of the Adelie into a 65%. Has your exploded arrow keys, as you've seen it before, and the macro cluster on the right side, essentially your navigation keys now. And center daughter board, as you can see, has that iconic signature Adelie look, which is this rounded, flat sides, kind of like covers, which basically serve as accents, which is pretty sweet. So these ones are made out of brass that have been sandblasted and coated, and then the case itself is made out of aluminum, and there is an internal, actually a through weight rather, that goes to the back, and that's what people call the Among Us keyboard, right? But anyway, that's what we have here. It's cute, but it's 65%. Yeah, true. That means you save money, right? Anyway, so a drop test. It's not mine, but I mean, I can do a drop test from here. Okay, that's it. All right. We have some Wuque Studio Lavender stabs with all the goodies. All right, just leave it aside. We have our daughter board here, which we'll have to use to test this. We have gasket strips. But they're already installed, so we don't need the gasket strips actually, which is kind of nice. We will have to use these screws later for the daughter board, so maybe I'm just gonna put those aside. I don't even know what people use now. I'll stick to cherry clip-ins and TX, I think. Yeah, those are good. I mean, I basically use those two for clip-ins, and then for screw-ins, I use Durock V2s for the most part. Occasionally, people send out Zeals. I use those too. I've tried these lavender stabs. Basically, they're the same. They're all kind of very similar to each other, to be honest. Honestly, if you know how to lube your stabs, no stab should really be an issue, unless it's like you know, something like off-brand and very cheap or something, or just not made to tolerance. Yeah, there's not really much out there that's like not up to snuff. So like, yeah, I think that the choice of stabs is really not a big issue. All right, so here we have our Gentoo PCB, 65% keyboard by Ebec 13. And then here we have what looks like, oh, if this were hot swaps, I guess. We have a foam piece for the bottom if we need to use it, and then we also get a foam piece for the plate, kind of like this, if we wanted to use it, for extra tonkarinos. And then, okay, then there's just a thinner piece of foam. This is also for the case. So basically, 2 different thicknesses of case foam. So if you want to use a thicker one, or a thinner one, or both, I don't know how many fit, honestly, but, you know, this is all optional. So there's that. Okay, so case foam, plate foam, and then we have our aluminum plates, and then here we have our switches. So these switches are 62 gram weighted, off from the factory, and these are called the Gateron Mizu Minks. They're a new linear switch that basically are the recolored Minks, I guess. They basically have the Mizu colorway, and they're Gateron switches, linears, very nicely colored. I actually really like this. This is almost like on-brand Lightning keyboards, but I really like how these are colored. I personally love Gateron switches, so these are perfect. These were looped with Tribosys 3204. These are super cute. I actually think I'm gonna maybe get a bag of these sometime. But yeah, these look great. So yeah, these are looped with Tribosys, and we're gonna use these for our board today. I don't need more switches. Copium. Alright. Okay. So we're gonna do that. Alright, so for now I'm just gonna put the foam and the plate aside. We can opt to put in the foam, or we can opt to not put in the foam. We can poll it, maybe. But we can decide that after I do the stabs, or while I'm doing these stabs. For now, let's just test the PCB. So let's check the PCB first. So the PCB here is nice, bluish solder mask, kind of like blue-green solder mask. Very nice, clean, very clean looking traces. Let's see, has a physical reset button, Atmega32U4, good old standard Atmel microcontroller, JST connector here on the left side, that takes your cable over to the daughter board. And let's see, so we have 6.25U support and 7U support. We have step caps lock. We have ISO support as well, actually, ANSI support, and obviously a split backspace if you wanted that. Yeah, so those are the options. No LED support at all. No indicators, nothing. And yeah. Let's use Mizu while we're at it. Okay, why not? Why not? Not 205 grade 0. And new playlist GAM. This is my the Game Chops playlist that I curated. I basically just went through the whole Game Chops library that's available for basically like not license free, but I guess like open license for people who stream and stuff, and I just picked the ones I liked, and that's basically what it is. Milky top, ink bottom, palm stem. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the description. Jim, I actually was kind of forgot about what the exact composition was, so thank you. I am Mink curious. Why not try half plate foam? Starfire Penguin, hey! Welcome. How's it going? We use a standard C3 unified daughter board, which is nice, connected by our quick cable here. And let's test out our PCB. So excited to see this Gentoo. Yeah, I mean, how appropriate, right? Your username. It's like, I guess that checks out. You're excited for a penguin themed keyboard? Makes sense. Makes sense. Gotta test the PC because this one doesn't have the QC Pass sticker. Yeah, sure enough. Alright, let's open up VIA. Okay, so it's not detecting it, obviously, because I don't think the PR has been uploaded yet. So I believe I have the JSON file here. Gentoo. Boom. Okay, loaded the definition here. Nice. Everything looks good. And then we go to wait. Yeah, I did load it, right? Oh, okay. Why is it not showing up in the configure tab? Oh, is it not? Oh, hold on. Let me check if I have a hex file. Maybe it's not flashed with the VIA one. Donde está Mr. Upas? JSON file. Okay, let me check if it's functional just on regular QMK. So let's do this and hit switch hitter. And then just test it regularly. So I think it probably works fine. Yeah, so it's flashed with QMK. Let's just test it out. I mean, right now all I care about is that it works without issues on the diodes and whatnot. I can always just ask Mr. Upas or the designer Beck13 for the hex file. So that's no biggie. So we continue here, test out everything else. Arrow keys. Shift. I'll scroll back to pencil down every keyword. My goodness. Making Peach's mod, was it a mistake? Just kidding. Just kidding. But striking down every keyword. This lady's on a crusade. The war against the T word. Okay, so I think everything works. I think this is a function key. So I think we're good. Peaches don't mess around. Worst call you ever made. Wow. Okay. Someone's feeling very up and personal about it. Alright. So I think we're good. Just don't have the VF hex file right now, which is not a big deal because the layout is pretty much what I would use. And then can I has hex file for the Gentoo? Giving Peaches any authority is always a mistake. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Alright, so how many stabs do we need? We need spacebar, shift, spacebar, enter, backspace. So 4. And then, oh, I do have 2 wires here, so let's do 7U, I guess. Let's see. 151, 157? No. Is this? Oh. Is it 15157 1515? Wow, that's like cool. Okay. It's old school 7U layout for like exploded arrows. It's the 1800 style 7U layout, which is not nearly as common because we see a lot of the blocker, the 0.5U blocker ones for 65% usually with the non-exploded arrows. I like it. I like this 1800 style 7U bottom row too. So let's do that. Need someone to fork Via with pretty UI. Someone's gotta do the work, yeah. Peaches spotted me saying you were in Nathan's chat. Oh boy. Do you think the Gentoo is worth $450 price point? I think it's unavoidable at this point. If you're unhappy with the price point, there's nothing much you can do because keyboards have gotten more expensive. I don't really foresee the price point changing. So, do I think it's worth it though? It depends on whether you really like the aesthetic and the layout. I personally think that if I really love this aesthetic, why not? Why not? Because other keyboards will cost you. Well, other keyboards that have similar-ish features, you know, brass weight, you know, somewhat like this pretty design or whatever, well-known designer, that kind of stuff, will probably cost you about the same. Yeah. So kind of hard to avoid that. So would I buy it if I love the layout and the looks? Yeah, why not? Why not? $450 seems fair at this point. I think there's not much to say about the price point because it's just the price that's set by the designer and the vendors, you know? They have to put food on the table and that's what they charge. So if you have, I think the way the price will work is if people don't buy because the price is too high and most people don't buy and it doesn't sell enough, then people will start reducing prices. But since that's not quite ever the case, the prices will probably not go down any further. So yeah, I mean, it probably won't ever really go down at that point. All right, let's get our 205 here. Love the look, but don't like the R4 layout. I see. That's fair. I mean, form over function, function over form. You can figure out. You can figure out if that's something that is of high importance to you. I personally think, unless the layout's completely unusable, which happens to me with a lot of 40%, for example. Not completely, but you know, hard to use. Then I tend to pass. If I love the look, right, but then I can't use it, I have to pass. It's a lot of money to spend. If I like the look, functionality is perfectly fine, obviously. More keen on getting. And then finally, I think like if I think it's functional but not quite the look I want it for that, then more likely to pass than not, because I do purchase a lot based on the look now. I think past the point where you have one or two keyboards that you're very comfortable using and that you know that you'll keep around with you, the functionality part starts decreasing in importance. IMO, but I think it varies for everybody. Some people are just huge sticklers to how pragmatic the design or the layout needs to be, and if it's not that layout, I'm not gonna get it. If it's not HKB, I'm not gonna get it. If it's not Alice, I'm not gonna get it. If it's not a 40, I'm not gonna get it. You know, that kind of stuff. So yeah. For example, I don't use 65s and 75s nearly as much these days. When I first started in the hobby, I used to use a lot more 65s and 75s, but as I kind of traversed, made my journey into the hobby, I started realizing that I use 60% and TKLs best. I use larger layouts like 1800s pretty well too. But 65s and 75s I just start using less and less in terms of time spent. So now if I see a design that's really pretty and it's a 65 or 75, I basically turn down the, oh, do I really want it? Like, desire goes down a notch because of that. And I'm just like, maybe they'll do a design that's similar to that one in a 60 or TKL format or something, or like a layout that I want. But that's mostly because I know that out of the collection of keyboards I have, it's very likely that they will not get as much attention. So I tend to say like, well, if I'm not using it, then I probably shouldn't be buying it because it's just gonna collect dust. Yeah. So I've kind of changed the way I approach that over time. I really try to justify things based on, do I want to support the work? Sometimes I do buy things because I want to support the designer, purely. Like, it's not necessarily the most functional thing either. And I just kind of do that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it because I love the designer. They're a friend or they're not, but I just really like the work and I would love for them to succeed or whatever, and I buy it. And I don't end up using it much, to be honest. That happens to me sometimes, but sometimes for collecting sake, I do it. And to support people's work, I do that. Yeah, but I would say that's like much less often now. Much less often for that. Can't do anything about material costs unless you get a mass amount of orders. Yeah, well, also material cost is different because you're talking about a different point in the supply chain. which you have absolutely no control over and no influence really, even if you had an opinion. Yeah. Let's see, go back down. 40s 1. Ban lightning keyboards. Is this Wind Waker music? I mean, there is some Wind Waker music in the mix. Have to buy a new backpack to take just 2 words to meet up soon. TX bags so big. Yeah, TX bags are pretty big, yeah. I don't know why 65 and 75 are so bad. I completely agree. It's not that they're bad. I just happen to... I think I just happen to not use arrow key cluster layouts that have the arrow keys like stuck to the main portion as much, and because on 60% I just use the HKB style arrows, and that's pretty comfortable for me. That's why I use 60% more. Also, the space saving of a 60% is so nice. Like, I use pen and paper a lot for work and other reasons, and it just like it's hard to deny the fact that like it's so nice to have that extra desk space for pen and paper stuff, and like to lay it out, like, you know, files and like documents and stuff. Yeah. Just popped in to say hello. Have a good stream. Chad and Diego, thank you so much. MSA, thank you. Also, MSA, I enjoyed the coffee that you sent out. Really appreciate it. I finished it, you know, earlier. Not today, but earlier. And it was so good. It was so good, dude. So thank you. Only good layout is only good 65 layout is 65 XT. Is that because it just happens to have the XT columns, or is it just the look that you like, FE? Or do you like it for other reasons? The 65 XT. You're spoiling us with all these streams? Yeah, it's been busy, huh, lately, Kupo? Been a bit busy with the keyboard stuff these days. Speaking of busy with keyboard stuff, I do want to say that I will not be around in the last week of May. So like around the weekend of the 28th or the 30th or whatever. So that week basically I won't be around. Yeah, just have like a bunch of work and personal things going on, so I'm not gonna be streaming that week, just so you know. In advance. Don't expect streams that week. Yeah, that's about it though. I'll probably have some other stuff to do until then, however. The look, KMac mini layout is just slow lit. Fair. Fair. Yeah, so some things you just love for the look, and some things you just love for the functionality, like form. Do you get approached by some brands to feature one of their boards on stream that you turn down? Yes, absolutely. I do turn down some offers to feature things for different reasons. I mean, I can tell you now, like, I'll be honest, and I'm sure that, you know, other people can say the same, other streamers and other content creators. Sometimes you just don't have the time. That's one. I don't do this full time, so I can't do everything. Can't do everything that people tell me to do. That's just the reality. But other reasons are like, maybe the creator or the designer or the brand that reached out to me doesn't have a history, so it's hard for me to say, like, it's hard for me to really have like I could easily unbiased, like, give this unbiased opinion of any product, right? Which is fine, and I try to give an unbiased like opinion, and sometimes it's biased, and I get it, bound to happen. But let's say like I did it for every single brand out there or whatever, no matter how big or small, then it just kind of gets all like jumbled, and like also the lack of history kind of makes it a little bit more difficult to sort of like, you know, to work with. Sometimes there's like there have been cases where I've been approached by people who have had history of questionable behavior in general, like not keyboard related, and I'm just like, I personally don't want to work. I'm not comfortable working with somebody who is, I don't know, who has harassed somebody, or who has been malicious in some way, or, you know, it happens. And yeah, so there's cases like that, like when I just say no out of like, oh, just don't feel comfortable working with this person on a personal level. Like professionally, cool, like sure they made a product, looks great, but maybe I'm just not too keen on working with them because I know that if I work with them, I'll start introducing my own biases about them as people or like whatever background they might have, and you know, I might ruin the professional relationship. So I want to keep a like good professional relationship with people, and so it's best for me to avoid trouble if I can and do it in a non-confrontational manner. I think that's the most important. Yeah. Yo, Poner. K-Mac Mini is what got me into keyboards. Yeah. Remember that guy who would post his was it the Scarlet Bandana or was it the RS78? There's that dude who would post it like every week on RMK. Yeah, RS78. Yeah. The red scarf. That was so funny. When people were like, "Oh, this dude again." Romeo. Yeah. Romeo Tran, I think, on Reddit. So funny. Yeah. Here's a dude from Vietnam. There's a 40% tinted Alice that looks like a stealth bomber, and I absolutely love how it looks. When I ever buy it, though, can't type on that. Fair enough. Yeah. Clones, yeah, that's another one. Like, if something is just very highly derivative of somebody else's work, and it's kind of done with no gesture of respect or of like, hey, I did it based on this, and you know, homage, whatever, you know. Sometimes just some people just kind of do whatever they want, and you know, they're like, hey, saw this thing and copied it with calipers. Okay. It's like, well, questionable. That's ethically questionable. I would prefer not to just even get into the gray area of that, because that means I get involved, and so that's just risky, right? Yeah, so that kind of stuff happens. So yeah, those are some reasons I could decline, you know. I would say time is the biggest one, really. Time, just not being available, or actually, one thing that I don't like doing is making promises that I probably can't keep. Hate doing that with friends, with people, just like in general. I hate saying like, hey, I'm gonna get back, or like, well, it happens to me a lot. I say like, hey, I'm gonna get back to you, and then I forget. That happens. But I think for like product reviews or for like keyboard streams or whatever, it's the worst feeling would be to say like, hey, absolutely, I can do this. You know, but it won't like, I can't do it within, I don't know, let's say 2 months because I'm booked. And it just feels bad, you know? If they say like, oh, that's fine, then, you know, why not? I'll do it, right? But yeah, there's times when people are like, oh, hey, can you, like, is this kind of sudden? Can you do it within like 2 weeks? I'm like, no, that's too short of a notice. Can't do that. Like, I just don't have the time to do that. I already made promise to other people. I'm not gonna go back on them, you know. And they're like, oh, I'll pay you more, and I'm like, no, it's already booked. Like, it's set in stone. Like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, I'm not gonna go back on other people's, like, promise for other people just to accommodate it, you know, because it pays. It's cool and all, but it's just rude to other people too, so it's not worth it. Not worth it. But yeah, that happens. That kind of stuff happens. You can overbook yourself. I don't like spreading myself too thin. Have many times burnt myself out doing that kind of stuff. Like spreading myself too thin or overbooking myself and then regretting it. You know, being like, oh, like, I have to do all of these things and all these deliverables, and I have literally no time for myself. Yeah. So I tend to take it easy. I mean, first of all, it's not my full-time job. So I shouldn't be overbooking myself, first of all. And I also shouldn't necessarily be stressing out over it because it's supposed to be for fun. While I do it for You know, like I do charge for a service. It's still for fun's sake. So there's no reason why I should stress over it. Chill Megalovania song? Yeah. Game Chops stuff. So just look up Game Chops. They have like big Spotify playlists. They also have the whole discography on there. You can also go to their website and get it, or like, you know, listen to the albums that they've released. I think they'll also publish it on YouTube, I think. Easy to find. Just Game Chops. It's like they basically are, you know, they basically like produce with many different artists, and they publish music under their brand, and yeah, and I believe that as long as you provide like credit and whatever, you can use it for like streams and content. Yeah. Also, a lot of game music tends to be okay using. So no DMCA claims, copyright claims and stuff. Poner, I saw your DM. Thanks, dude. Twitch can't tell if you're actually playing the game or listening to the OST. That's part of it. It's also the fact that they also don't hold they don't hold rights to it, so. Or I mean, rather that they don't like you know, the gaming companies don't like pursue based on that. So yeah. Oh, do you get the free food, Diego? I didn't. I booked it. But mine got canceled. So I got these mediocre 20% off coupons, which is absolutely nothing. It basically cuts out the sales tax at most, not even sometimes. So I just ordered something for a pickup, I think. Scam? Well, it was a logistics nightmare. Kind of a PR issue there. You know? You're like mid-plate foam. Everyone hates you, but I love you. I don't hate mid-plate foam, but I also don't love it. Yeah. Just because it adds rigidity when I don't need it. I think it's probably, yeah. I think worst feeling boards, like, I mean, like a worst feeling board, or wait, rather, I guess I would prioritize feeling over sound in that case, yeah. For like plate foam. Yeah. Typing feel over sound. I read about this tweeting on Twitter today. Oh, you mean the... Wait, what happened? Oh, you guys don't know? Oh, so Grubhub offered a free lunch coupon for yesterday, Tuesday. They offered a free lunch coupon for New Yorkers, where you could get up to $15 off any delivered Grubhub order. So, you know, everybody ordered, and there were no drivers for it. Exactly, the poor drivers. There were no drivers for it. You could pick up, maybe, but even then, yeah. Even then, logistical nightmare for restaurants as well. Because, you know, when you get overloaded with orders like that, it's hard to manage. So yeah, nightmare for some people. Great for some others. Some businesses did fantastic. They probably just got the right amount of orders and they were able to deliver. But yeah, I would say for the most part, people didn't have the best experience doing this. Mine came, but it came like 20 minutes late. I think someone I know got theirs an hour and 10 minutes late. Mine got canceled after it got delayed like 40 minutes. So yeah. And then I got a mediocre set of 20% off coupons, which I'm not gonna use. I use one for the pickup, and I'm not gonna use the other one because I don't need 20% off. Is like nothing. I pretty much don't really do delivery unless like I have like a $10 off coupon at least, because I would rather just make food myself or like cook food myself or just or pick up something like and not have to pay for like bajillion dollars in fees. And if I pick up myself, yeah, it's just easier. It's just easier, much less costly too. I think ordering days in advance helped. Ordering days in advance didn't help for most people. I think from what I heard, pretty much most orders got canceled. Yeah. Like including the people who ordered like a week in advance or whatever, like whenever they announced it. Yeah. So it was kind of luck of the draw. Yeah. It was basically luck of the draw. Some orders did get processed, some didn't. Some got delivered, some didn't. Nobody makes money doing these food delivery stuff. Yeah, I mean it's tough because of all the fees and all the stuff going on behind the scenes, basically, for businesses specifically. Oh, these tabs are interesting. So these tabs you actually insert from below here. So I'll show this. Hold on. Okay, so these are the Wuque tabs, and this is the way it looks. The basically the overpass here is blocked, so you have to put it from under. Yeah. Interesting. I don't think I had tried these new version of stabs. I remember trying their other ones, but they didn't have this yet. This was like their second version or whatever. So I guess I'm late to the party. Don't really think it's necessary. The underpass thingy. It's kind of like whatever. Like to prevent the wire from popping is basically what the idea is. But the D-Rock ones do that fine too, so I guess they just wanted to make it look different. Different implementation for the same thing. So I guess it works for them. They work, I don't love them. Yeah, I mean, if it works, is all that matters. TBH doesn't really. I don't really care. Oh yeah, Sandy, I really need to I need to print an adapter for the Conga, but I still haven't. I should send it off to print, but I've been so lazy. Literally takes like 5 minutes to do, but funny thing, I've had them pop on me trying to take off a tight spacebar. Oh, rep. How would that happen? Oh, I guess there's enough pressure going the other way too, huh? So they could pop off the little clip, and then once it pops off, it's actually impossible to get back on, right? Because it's like below instead of above. It's actually harder to put it back on. If it did pop off. It's over? Yeah, GG. What? No mariachi band? Yeah, no mariachi today. Or well, I mean, or cheap stereo speakers and stuff outside. None of that. What kind of brush are you using to lube? These are just zero size brush from Amazon. I think I have it on my. I might have it on my Amazon gear list. Do exclamation gear, and if you go to the, I think if you go to the kit.co part and then go to keyboard build tools, I think it should be there. If you don't find it there, it's probably on my Amazon shopping list or whatever. Pretty sure I think I've put them on there. If I haven't, then just let me know. I wish GH had a separate keycap ICGB section. So much clutter. I mean, yeah, that's also because GH hasn't really changed much in the past few years. I mean, doesn't Drop own it now? They're the ones who would be responsible for those administrative decisions, but I mean, do you really expect Drop to make administrative decisions? That's the thing. Because the ICGB thread thing was never an issue until the community grew as much as it has in the past, what, 3 years? 3 years, let's say. 3 years is probably the time when it grew the most, so. But before that, I would say that keycap ICGBs were, you know, much fewer, so yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's like kind of exploded in the past few years, so. And then what? When did Drop acquire Geekhack again? 2019? 2018? 2019? I forgot. Sometimes I wonder what it would have been like if Keep Talk properly took off. The problem with Keep Talk was that the way they launched it was probably what just rubbed people off the wrong way. That's all. It didn't go that well for I would say for good reason. As much as I support Ryan and all the people who like helped launch it, like Ryan and Huey and Nathan and other people, the way it kind of went about was kind of counterproductive. It seemed too much of a response rather than a solution, and it was not polished enough. It was just not polished enough of a solution. It kind of seemed like a band-aid to a bigger issue. So, yeah. The layout of Keep Talk is kind of odd for me to get into. I agree. I feel the same way. There's some good UI things on Keep Talk that I do like, but it actually is not that good either. Like once you start using it, which I've actually used, I mean I check Keep Talk every so often. I can't get used to some specific things. Like Markdown is cool, embedding images, pretty nice, all that, you know. Stuff that Geekcat can do, just different formatting and syntax. But and like, you know, UI looking cleaner or whatever, right? More modern. It's all good, but there's still parts of like the way you follow conversations and threads, the way the things are grouped and stuff. Yeah, like several things that just don't seem to be that great either. So pros and cons, I suppose. I want Z Frontier, but for the US or West rather. Oh, you mean like Z Frontier, the forum, the way it's kind of like a blog style. It's like a mix of forum and blog. GH is cool and OG and stuff. I don't know, man. I'm over old school forums. So one thing I do like about Geekhack is the way it's archived at this point. Like, the reason Geekhack is staying is because of the amount of information that's already on there. If anybody wants to migrate the keyboard community off of Geekhack, they need to migrate the data from Geekhack. That's the solution to the problem. You need to migrate that data. You need to acquire the data, mine the data, however you want, rehost the data. All those images need to be recovered. There's a lot of threads with dead image links. There's a lot of threads with dead links in general. There's a lot of stuff that got wiped over the years. That needs to be mined and properly formatted and recovered, and that needs to get migrated somewhere else if you're gonna host some new solution to put the keyboard community into. And then you also need to manage, you know, server side, like all the new traffic that you want to generate, ideally, right? There's just no good way of doing that without causing issues, like causing conflicts of interest, money issues, data issues, like people who, you know, own the data and whatnot. So yeah. I rarely find myself going to Geekhack for info. It's not that you go to Geekhack for info, it's that if you look for info, you a lot of the time end up finding it on Geekhack. Meaning that you need to somehow put that information somewhere else and make it an archive or a database. But that, no one wants to do the dirty work for that. It's a lot of work, a lot of managing there that needs to be done, and nobody really wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. Like, who wants to work with old data and maintaining it and formatting it correctly and recovering everything and, you know, translating everything to proper, you know, whatever it is. Yeah, and then there's user accounts. Like, are you just gonna tell everybody to start from scratch? That kind of stuff. It's just very, like, so many things. Like, people like, you know, kind of like the boomer versus zoomer mentality, but when, like, you know, like someone who's young is gonna like, old people just need to get used to it, right? Have you tried teaching like I don't know, like someone who might just not be as well acquainted with like specific tech, how to use that tech, and have they given you ever trouble? And like, imagine doing that, but basically you're doing it with strangers and somehow telling them that they just should get used to it, you know? And it's just not gonna happen that easy, right? So many issues there. And Discord is good, but it still is a chat platform. Like, Discord is great and all, big servers, archival of data, like, you know, like they constantly increase like the amount of data they can keep. They don't wipe it off. It's all good. But like, unlike Slack, for example, which, you know, they have the way to maintain data, but you have to pay for an absurd amount of money for like business plans or whatever. But it's still a chat platform. It's still just a chat platform. It's like saying that you were going to put a forum, like a BB code style forum like Geekhack, try to put that into IRC. Not doable. It's the same thing. It's just a chat platform at the end of the day. Discord can't really like handle that. It just doesn't work. Like, there's certain, like, it's like formatting, you know? It's kind of like tabloid versus newspaper kind of thing. Insta requires effort when I can just shitpost on GH. Yeah, what would happen to TP4 tissue? What would TP do? Is somehow Geekhack vanished and then suddenly is forced to somehow get adapted to this new thing. GG. GG TP. No more TP. Sifo King Weep for real? I mean, he's just been around for a while, but I mean, surely there's a lot of weebs out there. Speaking of bad UI, as someone who recently no. As someone who recently took up e-reading again, Calibre is an awesome piece of software, but man, the UI sucks. Yeah, true. Calibre is awesome for what it does, but yeah, the UI is pretty bad. Yeah. Just not up to date. Not too good. I swear to Lord, it's like bad UIs are a requirement. Different tier tags are godlike again. Geekhack is also great since Google can index it. Oh, that's a very good point. Geekhack is good because it's been indexed, and a lot of like web archive or frozen info and stuff like that is pretty nice. But yeah, someone did that for the OTD site though. That was pretty cool. Yeah, but also non-trivial problem. They basically like homebrewed solutioned out of it, and they still didn't recover like a good chunk of it too. But that's also because a lot of the like OT.kr stuff was also indexed by like Google. So you basically rely on this data giant. Happens to be fortunately public domain, and you scoop it up, and then you have to organize it all. So, but it just lives in someone's hard drive. So it's technically not even well archived in the sense that it's not back in the public domain either. It's just privately kept in someone's hard drive. That hard drive fails by information dead. Poof, just like that, vanishes. I used to have TP4 tissue blocked so I could always be alerted in advance to expand his messages when I wanted to read something stupid. Love it. TP4 is a legend, but no one outside of GH knows who he is. Yeah, that's kind of pretty sad. There are many weaves, but only one Sifo. How's my baby Gentoo doing? Pengu, hello. Why does the PCB have the Among Us guy? Yeah, a little sus, eh? Anyway, got distracted there. Yeah, so in the time that people were complaining about Geekhack being old-fashioned and hard to navigate, which I also found myself feeling that way, I instead decided to take up on appreciating Geekhack for what it is, and I just learned how to use it and got used to it, and then now I like Geekhack and I pretty much enjoy browsing it. So at this point, because I kind of also figured like, it's kind of a lost cause. Like I just don't think there's a replacement for it. I just don't really believe in that. Like no one's gonna do that. No one's gonna do that, all that dirty work. So I don't really believe it. Don't really think anybody's gonna do it. Ever. Maybe pay them like $1 million. Maybe someone will do it, sure. But yeah, no one will do it. It's the reality. People hoping for it, misguided. Wonder when GH will have nothing but daily attendance checks? Like OTDKR, huh? Oh, Mr. Upas, thanks for the 20 months sub. What would I even do if my GH cloud were to expand to Insta or Discord or Reddit? I don't do anything. I want people to buy my stuff if I like it or not because of a name. Yeah, true. Oh yeah, if people have questions about what the Gentoo buy is gonna be like, you can ask. I have some of the info here. But basically, here it is. Default configuration, $450 US, PVD weight option, plus 100. Hot swap, PCB option, plus 10. Colors are going to be E-white, navy, forest green, and black. Default configuration is a solder PCB supporting ISO, aluminum plate, and then brass weights. Case and plate foam, and then the case, carrying case. And then add-ons are hot swap or solder PCB, plus the daughter board. And then let's see, 5 types of plates: aluminum, FR4, brass, carbon fiber, and polycarb. And then extra weights where you can get either PVD weights or sandblasted, which are brass probably. And then PE foam, plate case foam extras, and then extra gaskets and extra feet, pretty much. Okay. I was supposed to save money, but I will give in for this again too. Another penguin themed username person falls into the trap. Starfire Penguin was one. Pengu is the other. Just named, you know? Good marketing right here. Easy peasy, okay? Make a keyboard, name it after the most common username themes out there. So all those people who are named like, you know, lightning or whatever, you know? I mean, example. Dark XXX hero. Anyway, whatever it is, right? You know, just name it after like a common theme name, and then they'll all go over it, right? Oh my god, it's named after me. I need it. I must get it. Yeah, so just do that. Pro strat. Where's the nacho keyword? I need an E-white board in my life? You should get one, dude. I mean, get an E-white board, I'm saying. So excited for the Gentoo, says the Humboldt kid. Had some FOMO about missing the Adelie, and I don't have a 65% in my collection yet. Oh, that's a perfect choice for you. Seems like you'll tick 2 different boxes. Trying a 65% for the first time, and also getting the same design language in one board. So that's great. Another penguin bites the dust. Yeah. The YouTube 60. Every single Founder Edition board is named after me. Factual. Okay. Just when I thought I left, they bring me back in. Yup. It do be like that. It do be like that. I-60 Penguin 80. Yeah. I actually wasn't there the pizza 75 actually. Speaking of, Drew, was it 75? It was the orange board, right? I think that was the pizza one, if I recall correctly. How do we feel about the form factor being part of the name of the boards? I personally think they don't need to be there. I don't think you need to name. I think it's kind of pointless. Just name it something. Don't use it. Like the number is kind of like, it's like I get it. It's like, yeah, no shit, it's a 65. Right? Just name it something. How about numbers with no names? I mean, sure. Number 1, number 2, hello? Key cult? TGR 910? 910 is the number of the name of the board. TGR is a brand name. So there are boards like that already. It makes sense if you have similar models. Yes, if you have iterative models, it makes sense to have numbers because numbers give you an ordinal way of organizing things. So it's a good way to keep track of things in a organized fashion, because our brains just work like that. And yeah. 360C, 356.2, yeah. And those didn't even follow a specific, well, I mean, no, they did I mean, the naming scheme comes from a specific reference, but, you know. Okay, so are we using the foam or nah today? I don't like Kiko's name scheme. I mean, it's you like it or you don't, right? So, yeah. Alright. Poll. Foam. No, wait. I need to call it something else. Holy fucking foam. Yay? Drake, no. 1 minute. Alright. Whoa. Oh, okay, 8-6. Alright, 4-3 votes. We are not doing the holy thockin' foam. I mean, we do have the option for case foam, so we can always address any hollowness or whatever with case foam. Okay. Thock or nah. Yeah. Alright, let's put these Gateron Mizu switches. They look so good. I really like it. I really like the color of this switch. Step caps lock because we are people of culture. And step caps up is the GOAT. Let's see. I believe it should be 1.5, 1.5. And then 7. Oh yeah, I did want to point out that the plate has these leaf spring style cuts on the tabs for the gaskets. So yeah, just something to note, I guess. Not a big detail, but it's there. Whoa, Anna! Thank you for the 5 subs. I actually hate the penguin switches. I didn't like the penguins either. The leaves on the penguins are just too noisy. Even if you loop the springs, do whatever, they're just too noisy. They don't really like it much. Here's a great idea: boards with names like The Eternals of Grand Blue Fantasy, Andre, Twain, Thrill, Fior, etc. Yeah, maybe. If that's the case, maybe you should just name them Jonathan Joestar. And it was me, Dio. You changed your name again? LOL. Yeah, I actually know a friend of mine who changes their Instagram handle like once every few months, I'm pretty sure. And sometimes they comment on some of my posts. I'm like, wait, who's this person? And then I'm like, oh, you changed it again? This cracks me up. Because I'm like, what was it this time? What inspiration do you get? Okay. I change it every 2 months since last we spoke. When is the point you choose 3204 over 205? HC Toasty. Is it hardcore toasty maybe? I don't know. HC Toasty. This is what I do. Where is it? I can't find it. For some reason I can't find what I was trying to find. Thought it was here. Okay, well, I'll do the equivalent thing of doing that, which is this. 3204, 205. $205 it is, I guess. And then just kidding. But I mean, sometimes I do that randomly. Sometimes I just flip a coin, and I'm like, I'm feeling like doing this. But I mean, generally speaking, though, to give you a more frank answer, I do 205 if the switch it's a bit less smooth stock, because 205 is a thicker lubricant, so it tends to cover blemishes better. So useful for that. 3204 pretty nice for smooth switches, and also if you just want to preserve a little bit more of the kind of like original feel of the switch, like a little bit lighter of a lubricant. Also, it depends on how you apply it, of course. Like if you apply a thicker lube 3204, it's gonna be the same as applying 25. Like, yeah. So yeah, you can basically change it, like assuming that you're basically applying the same amount of lube, or let's say, then 204 is technically slightly thinner. So yeah, that basically factors into why. Yeah, there's no real like criteria to decide that. It's mostly just like by feel. Like if I'm like, oh, the switch feels a little scratchy or something, and I don't think 3204 might be too good, then I just go with 205. I tested on a couple of switches, and then I kind of just go with whatever. But nowadays, to be quite frank with you, almost every switch that's ever released in the past like 2 years, I feel, is pretty damn smooth. And you can just pick whatever switch, whatever lube you want, to be honest. Like, they're smooth. And thicker lubes will just have mask a bit more of that plastic sort of feel a little bit more, and they'll feel a lot more like butter, kind of like, that glide when they go down, and they might feel a little bit more sluggish if you apply too much. So that would be the criteria really to think about. Wet lube Monka X. Again, everyone has their preference. You can also use dry lubricants, or like RO59, for example, which is basically a lubricant that is basically it's a concentrated thing that's mixed in a solution with water. It's just an aqueous solution, and then you apply it, and then it basically dries and cures as basically like a layer of plastic almost on the surface where you apply it, and you can do that several times. So you're basically forming several layers, and that essentially is like smoothing the surface by covering the blemishes on the surface of that plastic. Right, so that's what RO59 basically does. Still using Crystal Lube? Amen. Hello from Melbourne, DT. Hello, thank you so much for the Prime sub and 6 months. Appreciate it. If you know what you're doing, you can just use 205 for everything. It's versatile. Yep. You can say that of 204 too. To be honest, you can say it of all those 200 great greases. They're very stable, very inert and stable lubricants. So yeah, any of those pretty much do the job as long as you know what you're doing. Yep. Wait a minute. Oh, wrong switch position, my bad. Okay, it's this one. Alright. Anyone still in that Elite Keyboards lube? I think I do still have some EK Mech Lube 2 somewhere around. With the big syringe and the curved tip. Hey Lightning, what do you think of the Lee spring mount on the gasket tabs? They'll provide a little bit more flexibility when you kind of type on this. Just basically relieves. I mean, it's basically a pressure relief on this. So, and so basically it'll just make the overall assembly feel a little bit softer when you're typing. Yeah, Lee spring's nice. Does it have to be there? No, it's optional. It just depends on whether you want a softer typing experience or not. But for example, if you do like a plastic plate with these leaf spring thingies, it can be a little bit too flexy, too soft. So it'll feel like the plate's sinking too much or bending down too much, and sometimes it's not that good either. So yeah, just preference. Yep. A relic, you say? Yeah. Preference cop-out answer, how dare you not tell me exactly how I should build it? Okay, I mean, if I should tell you how exactly you should build it, there's maybe 5 switches I would pick right off the bat. MX blacks, MX browns, MX clears, GAT yellows, alpacas. Choose one of those 5. Aluminum plate, just standard aluminum plate, no foam, and you know, lube stabs. Done. Put your favorite profile keycap set, eat your favorite springs, easy peasy, done. Where's the yellow HKB? Oh, it's right here actually. If you wanted to see it. My favorite instructions unclear. Yeah, CJ Viewen totally hates HKB. Imagine splitting backspace. What a noob. Ugh, blockers on my corners in this economy? How dare you lose 2 keys? Dude, I use my right control all the time. What's your favorite artisan keycap? Oh, that's so tough. I like so many different makers for many different reasons. But if I have to name one active maker that I really like, it's probably Booper Omniclectic. She does really fantastic work. Very organic, kind of, I don't know, has a lot of personality to her work. But other makers I like: Clack Factory, Key Collective, Hungerwork Studio, Binge. Big fans of their work. Yeah, some nightcaps I do like. I mean, and like I like a lot of other makers like DC Caps, Art Key, you know, Alpha Keycaps. Nowadays like Bogan's pretty big. Prime Caps does amazing work these days. Death Caps. There's so many makers. Zorb, really like Zorb too. Dollar Tacos. There's a lot of new and older makers that make a lot of cool things. Called Worship Caps makes a lot of cool stuff. Never have won their sales though, but yeah. Ritual Master does really cool work with like their Watcher sculpt, for example. Like it's basically like a canvas for them to work with, and they do really cool stuff. I never win. I don't think I've won a Ritual Master sale since like 2018. But when I see the work, I'm like, oh, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bro Caps, of course, one of the OGs. Really clean stuff. What do you think about Cherry Mix Silence? I personally don't use silent switches because I just don't really like the feeling of silent switches. Specifically, I don't like... first of all, I like the sound of switches. I like hearing the sound as I type. But I also don't like it's like sometimes it's hard, sometimes mushy, but that like feeling of the silent pads hitting the inside the parts of the switch. I don't like that feeling as much for silent switches, so I don't use them. Other people love that and they kind of require it. Some people like really need a silent board for work or home or whatever, and so they use it out of having to obligation. I think I would rather use just a Lube linear switch board than having to use a silent board. I mean, I personally think it's not that loud for like a nicely Lube linear build. It's not that loud. No shine on the HKV keycaps yet? Not these, yeah. I think the spacebar, not. Oh, no, I replaced the spacebar. Never mind. This is like one of the PBT spacebars, I think, because my other one, I think the original one was kind of like bent, so I just had to replace it. Got an ad right as you were saying favorite maker. Oh, my bad. Ali Keycaps. I like Booper, Omniclectic. I've mentioned Key Collective, Hungerwork Studio, Gav Caps. You know, now Prime Caps, Bogan Caps, Night Caps. But I mean, I'd say like one of my favorite active makers is Booper, Omniclectic. She does like the Cosmos or the Keywalks, the Kernels. A lot of very cool organic work. Really like it. It's a lot of personality. If I have to name one favorite current maker, it would be... Yeah. Whatever. Insert favorite car insurance brand. Maybe Geico. Or, home insurance. Bro, I fucking hate that feeling too, and also I hate Topre. Oh, I see. I get it. I get it. I guess for some people Topper feels that way. For me, it doesn't quite feel that way, but I get it too. Geico keyboard when? Huh. I'm actually thinking about that. Is there any lizard or like iguana themed boards? I'm trying to think about it. I don't remember ever seeing reptiles in general. Maybe I'm forgetting something. Gateron board. Oh my god, that'll be. You guys know that cat shaped board, the acrylic one, I think, or is it acrylic? I don't even know. But no, those are also like the aluminum cat theme board too, like a 75%, I think. Neko 75, or I forget what it's called. Oh no, it was like the Nyang 75 or something like that. It's like a Korean board. Imagine that, but it's like Gateron. Salamander. Oh yeah, Salamander. Yeah. Salamander, that's the one. Hing hing hong hing salamander. Relic? It's not that old, but I guess it is older now. Yeah, it's like 2018-ish. No, Salamander. Because that's technically old in this community now. People call like 2-year-old things old, so yeah. I mean, for most people in the community, like a year or two is pretty long time. Pretty long time. It's funny that Sifo says relic when he's the relic. Just kidding. But also true. A year or two is a pretty long time. That's like one GMK set. Yeah. You can't just call people a relic. Hey, I'm in the market for some new keyboards. True. Didn't you say you needed a e-white board and you were looking for a navy colored board as well? So if you're looking for navy or white, I feel like Canon Keys branding, basically. Also, oh, that reminds me. Where's my sponsors banner? Why is it gone? Did I? Huh? Where'd my overlay go? Oh, is it this? Nope. Here it is. There it is. I need an E-white, a pink, a navy. Oh, that's right. You needed a different pink. That's right. Definitely pink is not run often. I don't see pink often. Not that popular of a color choice. So it doesn't tend to get run often. Gray is very, I mean, yeah. Black, silver, gray are the three most common, obviously. And then nowadays there's a few more, like red tends to be more popular these days. I've been seeing green catch up on a lot of popularity these days. E-white, polycarb, frosted polycarb. Red's always been popular in customs, yeah. It has, yeah. Red definitely popular. Doug, K-Mac LZ, yep. I mean, OTD too, right? Like the mini. I nearly shamed myself by calling Frog a reptilian-inspired board. I forget that Drua, why is LOL like the just writing LOL that emote? Oh my god. It's no wonder I never see LOL other than that emote sometimes. I just keep forgetting that. Terrible choice, Drua. Terrible. These emo replacements on 7TV, man. Seriously. It was funny. I mean, it's funny. You majored in bio, Peaches? Oh, I didn't know that. Wait. You majored in bio? Don't you do accounting? Huh? You changed your career? I mean, it's not surprising. As in, like, my brother also majored in bio, but he's, like, in tech. But, like, he's, like, in operations and other stuff. Accounting for frogs? Is this a hot swap PCB? No, it is not. This is a solderable PCB. Accounting, yikes. I mean, everybody knows counting. I know how to do subtractions and additions, so I can now be an accountant. I mean, you can. Just as long as you know the law around it. Oh, I really like this jam. It's like that chic theme, but it's like remixed. I came into college with bio, graduated with poli-sci, and now working gaming. Wow, very cool. I mean, let's see. Well, my career hasn't been that eventful. I'm still in STEM, but technically I came into college thinking I was going to major in philosophy. I had an interest in the history of science, just in general. I had a lot of interest in history just in general too. and like some anthropology and stuff like that. And then I ended up majoring in physics, and then I transferred and did electrical engineering as well. So I basically double majored in physics and in electrical engineering, and then just worked for a bit, and then I ended up going to medical school. Decided that med school was not for me, and currently I'm doing biomedical engineering / electrical engineering, I guess, related graduate school. So yeah, all over the place as well, but still STEM, so not quite a big career change in that regard, and still in school, so a bit different too, because it's technically not a career really until I rejoin the workforce, I guess. So yeah, now that's the journey. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really regret it. I've learned a lot, made a lot of really cool friends, and yeah, just kind of traversed a lot of stuff, and I'm still kind of dealing with it, going through it. But I don't regret it. I mean, I think it's more so I feel like it's kind of crazy to see how much time has passed doing that, and sometimes it's a bit strange feeling the way where I see a lot of my friends kind of realize their careers at my current age, and you know, them like getting settled or buying a house or you know, whatever else. It's kind of it's an interesting feeling. I think this is the right layout. I hope I'm not wrong. Couldn't be me, I'm still buying keyboards in 2022, same TBH. I joined in 2016 and I'm still buying keyboards in 2022. I'm doing CS, I feel I'm too stupid. What? I was too stupid for school. No one's too stupid for school. The reality of school is also that the system kind of sucks. Let's be honest. The system kind of sucks. School is... It's not quite well done in the sense that it doesn't really encourage you to pursue it as much. It kind of traps you in a certain bin, and it kind of is independent of your like you know, like performance-wise. It just puts you in a weird spot. And I think it's not surprising to see people who decide to not pursue more school. I actually think that for certain people it's probably the best thing they can do, because it just is more productive for them to start working, it's more productive for them to start learning certain technical skills outside of that, and probably in a more productive way. So I personally don't really discount anybody who didn't go to school for X or Y reason. I don't think that's fair. I don't think it means that they're dumb. So yeah, because I know people who are, I mean, there's people who are school, you know, high school, college dropouts who are like crazy smart and crazy successful, and that just proves plenty as to school isn't indicative of your capacity to do things, period. Yeah. Some people just speedrun life. Yeah, true. I went from buying keywords to buying prototypes of keywords. This hobby just gets worse. Imagine regressing. You buy production level keyboards and then you buy prototypes where like defects can happen all the time, you know? I know the feeling. I didn't go to college until I was 24. All my friends had already graduated by then. Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, if you're like a non-traditional student in any regard, it's so typical and so easy to feel trapped in that, like, I mean, a bit of imposter syndrome, as well as like a bit of like, oh shit, am I missing out on life because everybody else is doing all this stuff and I'm not, right? But I kind of like deal with life, I guess, both ways. in a kind of day-to-day basis, where it's like if I'm enjoying my day-to-day, I think I'm living a good life, you know? I kind of got over a lot of that feeling. I would say I had a very dark period, like personally, between like 2016. I would say like it's kind of started in 2015, but I would say like between 2017 and 2019-ish, I had a kind of pretty dark period, or actually 2018, I would say, like mid 2018, like for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, I had a pretty dark period where like I was like every day I was like, what am I even doing here? Is this worth it? Should I just like throw the towel? You know, every day. And it was always like this feeling of, oh shit, look at these people around me, hella smart, you know. Now I don't care. Yeah, got over that. Yeah. Because it's not worth dwelling in it, right? But it's very typical. It's very easy to be in that state. Super easy. All right, let's get soldering this thing. Let's turn on our soldering iron. I feel called Reborn. You have no right to talk. You're so young and so accomplished, and you're about to accomplish more things. So don't you dare. Just kidding. It's fine. I don't care. I mean, more power to you if you're speed running through life and doing all these wonderful things in a short amount of time, or in an efficient way where that works out for you and that you're happy with. Why did my chat freeze? Okay, there. A teacher I had majored in history and taught programming. Very interesting. I mean, hey, sometimes the best teachers are not like, I mean, especially I also realized good STEM teachers, good teachers in STEM, professors, are not necessarily the most technically skilled. They're good speakers, they're eloquent, they are compassionate, right? They can empathize with people, they know how to communicate, that kind of stuff. It's so important. But it's so typical for STEM professors and teachers to be bad because there definitely is a bit of a skew towards like a demographic that might lack some of those skills, or just didn't have the opportunity to develop some of those skills because it was just not within their practice of doing so. So yeah, very typical hearing about like, oh, I had bad science teachers, I hated physics or chemistry or whatever. Yeah. Have a degree in microbiome, couldn't find a job, worked in the food science industry. Oh, food science industry, that's cool. Can't live as a poor student anymore, so I went for the most stable path, working for the government job. Oh, fair enough, Miss Peaches. That's actually really respectable, and honestly, it's the reality. Yeah, you can't just stay poor the whole time, you know. Or like, there's always the dream career, and there's always like what's practical and what you can best do at the moment. And sometimes those things just take priority. It sucks because you know employers care less so nowadays. Yeah, that is true. Made my life harder. Yeah, true. That's true. It's really weird to skip post-secondary through though, because your last memory is high school. Yeah, if the last memory of school is high school, that definitely makes it feel very distant and kind of weird. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I mean, it's a typical transition to adulthood. Yeah. I guess especially like in North America, it tends to also feel a lot more that way because a lot of that big transition to adulthood in North America specifically is in the post-secondary school years. Yeah. Lightning, you tried an EVA yet? No, I have not. Quappa, hello. Reborn says, I've been pretty lucky at multiple stages in life, have had a relatively easy go at it. That's great. I mean, a lot of life is luck, timing, right? And then working smart. Sometimes you just don't have to work that hard. You have to work smart. Sometimes you do very minimal effort, but your timing and your luck is perfect. Just everything works out perfectly. Yeah, just some people just have that life, and that's awesome. It just do be like that. Yo, punch the tiger! How dare you? Suggesting me to punch the tiger? I'm not sure if that's a bigger offense than the T word. I think it is. Don't, that's a warning. Don't you ever make a suggestion like that ever again. Wow. Anyway. 100% sympathize with those that aren't school oriented. The system isn't built for them. Yeah. Yeah. Being good at teaching is entirely different from being good at what you're teaching. I think I am a decent teacher or have the ability to teach relatively well. Doesn't mean I'm good at what I teach either, but I do tend to have a preference to teach something that I am an expert on. So, you know, like for example, teaching how to do keyboard stuff is pretty fun for me. And part of why I like to stream. Any opinions on the Frog versus the Mode 80? Both of them are pretty nice boards. Fairly different, yeah. Fairly different, especially like the aesthetic is completely different between them, but they're still TKLs. I think it also depends on what price accessibility you have. Like if you're like getting it from the aftermarket and stuff. But I guess it depends how you rank aesthetics versus other things, like, you know, maybe like plate options or mounting method. I haven't tried a Frog, and a lot of people say good things about it, however, so I think it's a very good solid rec at a good price point. And the Mode 80, at least the new one that I tried, was also pretty good. And if you build the first edition one certain ways, it's also pretty nice. So yeah, it's a tough decision to make for you, so yeah. I would say I would pick up, I think I would lean towards the Frog at a first glance, but the new Mode 80, the 2022 version, the most recent one they ran, was really good too. Like the isolation top mount on that was pretty nice. I liked it. But the aesthetic of the Frog is more of my vibe compared to Mode 80, regardless of which model. Yeah. Let's see. Good teachers are the ones who you can ask specific questions about their area and you learn from that. Fix it for you. I will do that. Give me a sec. How about lick the tiger? Hold up, let me get 200 more channel points. Gonna make the poll to beat the tiger. Wow. TTRPG, tabletop RPG. Nice. Have fun. D&D. I left an A+ on Rate My Professor for Mr. Diego. Okay, buddy. All right, let's do that redemption first, and then opinions on FRL keyboards. Personally, might as well get a TKL. That's my take on FRL. Yeah, that's it. Nothing else. Might as well just have the FRL. The vertical space, like, kind of looks a little too long. FRL, especially with the nav cluster being still separate, like the TKL one, like FRL TKL. Yeah, whatever. At that point, might as well get a 65 or 75 if you just want to lose the function. I mean, or if you want to lose the function range, just might as well just use a 65, I guess. Why bother with an FRL TKL? Yeah. Have you ever built Gamma K's Mech KBs? No. Do you know if you're busy on Memorial Day? I don't even remember what day Memorial Day is, but I'll let you know. You don't like long? I don't know. I don't use the FRL. I like FRL TKL. It looks nice. It's preference. Yeah, it's preference for sure. Yeah, personally, it just feels a little I don't really feel great about it or bad about it. Yeah. Neutral. Alright, do you also think 75 or 65? Ooh. I think based on my earlier... Okay, I'll answer that question and hug JD after that. But I like 75 if it's like the Xeno or like the Sonnets layout, where it's not exploded arrows and exploded F-row. I like it, especially the symmetrical, like the symmetric look with the like the F13 essentially is really cool. Like Tomo, you know, Xeno, Sonnet, they do it really nicely. I like that layout a lot. Non-exploded arrow keys 75 over a standard 65, I think. I personally, my personal favorite layout at the beginning when I started the hobby was a 75%. I had a Duck Octagon V1. I actually still own it, and I've had that for what, 5 years now, and I loved using it for many years, and it was like my favorite layout for a long time. Over time though, I decided that I like the look of TKLs better over 75s, like just aesthetically. But on a practical level, for usage, I preferred scaling down to 60% to save space. So that's why I eventually drifted towards 60s and TKLs for overall use. But based on my preference from before and kind of like how I use keyboards, I think 75s I do like a little better than 65s, but only if certain like boxes are ticked, like aesthetic wise and function wise. I don't like exploded arrows too much. Separated like nav cluster stuff is also I don't know, mixed bag. Sometimes I like, sometimes I don't. But yeah. If you're so good at teaching, then can you teach me how to get a girlfriend? Work on yourself. That's the best way to if you can't work on yourself, it's hard for you to work on other people, or for things that you do to work on other people. I think that's how I see about getting a partner. Finding a significant other, yeah, that's how I think about it. If you can't do the best for yourself, how can you possibly do the best for other people? Or show the best side of yourself to other people? Yeah. If you're so good at teaching, can you teach men not to be trash? I try, but also it's hard. Like, yeah, that's difficult too. Men are trash a lot of the time, for sure. Anyway. I'm back. Hard to teach those who don't want to learn. Oh, that's a huge one. I hate teaching people who don't want to learn. I do agree with that. I mean, it's true. You can't change people who don't want to change. Simple. I mean, especially adults. Even harder to teach adults to change. 9, 10, 65% over 75%. 60 has all you need? Yeah, that's how I feel about the layout. It just has everything, yeah. I pop back in to see that Upas is a blasphemer. Do you ever act out scenes with them and have tea parties, Diego? In fear of, given how much of a klutz I tend to be, I fear that if I had a tea party, I would only end up spilling the tea. And literally, not figuratively. So I think on behalf of Nono, Gateron, and JD safety, I probably don't want to be doing tea parties, because I would be spilling the tea, quite literally, on them, and that's not good. Not good for JD's luscious and beautiful hair, fur. So yeah, no. How come Snoopy isn't with the other plushies? Oh, Snoopy is accompanied by the Tux Cube and the Yeti Cube, which are actually there, but you can't see it from here. And I also have this like Cosmonaut little throw pillow too. But that's because also if I put everyone in there, it's kind of difficult. But yeah. Diego abusing his kids SMH, please. Do you have a preference for a specific mounting style? I tend to like top mount most. It just kind of works. Classic, you know, tried and true, just works. I would say that like gasket mount is fine too, like isolation gasket or like O-ring gasket is fine. Plateless, great, like the Dodgy over here, really nice. PCB only is fantastic, like the Juby, this Dodgy Seisero for example, really nice plateless, PCB only, or like the NCR 80 and other boards. Or like, you know, you get like an old cherry case and just put a PCB in it, you can do that too. PCB only mount in a plastic case, A+. Alrighty, let's start soldering. Diego, do you have the Adelaide as well? I do not. I have built one, but I do not own the board, no. Also, David, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Appreciate it. Alright, I guess chat got a little quiet, so let's just plug our sponsors in. Thank you, Peaches, for the command, but you can check out all the affiliate links over there for the different sponsors of the channel. If you're also looking for other affiliate vendors who also support the stream, you can check out the panels down below if you're currently on your browser. The panels below also have all of the affiliate links to the sponsors and the affiliates. So thank you to all of them for supporting what I do. And of course, just want to give a quick shout out to Abek13 and the designer of the Gentoo, as well as Canon Keys, for being so generous in providing this board for me to check out, which is always a fun time. And if you haven't checked out Canon Keys' new key sets, especially over the past few months, they have been stocking quite a few different sets of Canon caps and nice PBT sets. For example, this nice PBT sweater weather set will be on the Canon Keys website soon, and there's even more coming. Like we have shown before, I teased a little bit of the nice PBT November fog set sometime, maybe a couple streams ago. So yeah, a lot of new sets like this coming to the Canon Keys web store. There's also, of course, deals, like you can get a Brutalist series keyboard and some switches, bundled with some switches or keycaps, and you can get a discounted price on that if you purchase it. with a promo code that they actually have listed on the website as well. You can purchase switches and all sorts of accessories from the Canopies website. And yeah, but yeah, don't forget to check out the other sponsors as well. There's CBB Planet, who does made-to-order plates, for example, and also officially is the North American proxy for Wuque products. Wuque is a PCB designer from Vietnam, and they use CBB Planet as the proxy for them. They do PCBs, for example, like the Infinity 87 or 88, which supports different TKL layouts. There's also the Adelaide PCB, which is for the Alice. There's like and then there's other PCBs for like the 65%, like the 910 and so on and so forth. But yeah, don't forget to check out CBB Planet for those. You can also get like the cute bongo trays that like I have over here. These bongo trays come with silicone bottoms with a magnet, so they're magnetized. There's a magnet inside there that you can use to basically put your screws or whatever parts on there, little trinkets. Pretty nice. The bongo trays also through CBB Planet. I believe CBB Planet is still currently like in the midst of a bit of a move over to California. I mean, they just moved to California from the state of New Jersey, but they should be resuming orders and shipping plate orders and whatnot out soon. But yeah, check out CBB Planet as well. Don't forget to check out Kinetic Labs. I believe during the Moon Tower stream we had that cool 9009 dotted desk mat. That's from Kinetic Labs. Kinetic Labs also does collaborations with other creators such as Tiny Mix Things or Apiary Keyboards and Alex Otos and Yura, you know, to sell different desk pad designs or swag like apparel. There's also an original line of lubricants that they have for like the carbon GS1 or GS2 lube. They also have other desk mat designs and switches and all sorts of goodies like that, like the Polycap series of keycaps, which are PBT double shot, if I recall correctly. Is that right? Yeah. Keycaps, they are pretty affordable, and they also provide quite a bit of compatibility, and that's also available through Kinetic Labs, so check them out. Yeah. Soldering is so satisfying until I've had enough of that to make me sleep. I mean, that's also why I use the fan, the sucker here. Alright, next up we have Novel Keys. Don't forget to check out the new Tfue collection that's still currently live on the Novel Keys website. Novel Keys also just released Type Out for early beta access for people to try out and test out their new game. It's basically a typing based game. It's currently on Steam. You can go on Steam and search for Type Out, and you can check out you can try to apply for the early beta access program, and they've been rolling in new applicants basically every day to try out Type Out and to basically test features and to test for bugs and address any sorts of issues and suggestions that you might have, and they're especially open to anybody in the community, so make sure to check that out. I also played a bit of Type Out yesterday night after we built the Daji 60, so you can also check out the VOD for last night's stream where you can see what Type Out's about. But yeah, if you are currently interested also in purchasing, for example, if you wanted a plush like Gateron right here, Gateron is actually back in stock on Novel Keys, and you can possibly get a 5% off discount using the promo code BOLT. So if you are currently looking for a cute plushie companion to accompany you in your keyboard adventures, please consider getting a Gateron from the Novel Keys website. Of course, Novel Keys sells other things such as the Cherry PBT sets that they've been releasing. The most recent release was Cherry PBT Ember, but they also have a lot of other sets like Sand, Stone, Charcoal, etc., etc. So make sure to check those out as well. Of course, they sell desk pads and switches and all sorts of goodies, as well as keyboards like the NK87 and NK65 Entry Edition, both of which are excellent budget-friendly keyboards for a lot of people. If you wanted to purchase a keyboard for your friend, you can do so with Novel Keys as well. Next up, we have Omnitype. Omnitype currently has a lot of GMK sets in stock from Redacted, Minimal, Modern Dolce, etc. So make sure to check that out. They also recently did a bag sale for keyboard bags in various sizes. They also have containers for keycaps or switches, whichever you might prefer. You can also purchase desk pads and other little goodies, but check out omnitype.com/lightning for that. And they recently did a vault sale where they basically were selling a lot of leftover stock from previous buys and pre-orders. So if you missed that, there still might be a lot of stuff currently still available over on their website. So just be sure to check their website to see what's currently available there. Alright, next is Prime KB. I source a lot of my Durock V2 stabilizers, alpaca switches, and other little goodies from there. They also sell the Prime E keyboard, which is a smaller form factor ergonomic layout keyboard. They've also run the nicer 60% board, and a few other pre-orders for key sets, desk pads, among other things. So check out primekb.com/lightning for more. Then we have Project Keyboard. Project Keyboard currently has been shipping recently completed GMK sets such as Masterpiece, Dolce R5, and Noir. They have not yet done the sales for extras. So if you are in North America or anywhere else and you wanted to try to get extras for these sets, I highly suggest entering on their mailing list. If you enter their email list, I'm 100% sure that they always email first. So the only problem is the delay for emails to go out, but they do email first. So if you're trying to get extras for GMK Dolce R5, GMK Masterpiece, or GMK Noir soon, very soon, you should sign up to their mailing list. Just FYI, just saying. If you don't want to pay aftermarket price or something like that. Okay, and they also have pre-orders for other sets that they've run as well. Salvin, our favorite European vendor and CNC machinist from Belgium. Salvin has brought a lot of cool products from the knee-deep collaboration brass, keycaps, the copper patina caps, the Salvation with the Wilbur collaboration. Salvin also officially sells the Wilbutech PCBs on his store. He ships from the EU, so if you might order something like that, just be aware that it might cost you a little bit to ship, to ship internationally. But just FYI. But if you're in the EU, it might be to your benefit to order from Salvin as well. And of course, Salvin also does pre-orders for some other things, like he's done some pre-orders for different key sets, as well as the collaboration keycaps and so on and so forth. So just be sure to check their catalog out. Salvin also sells apparel, like socks and sweaters, and yeah, cool merch like that. So I personally can vouch for it because it's super comfy. I love my Salvin t-shirt and sweater in particular. They're super comfy, so can vouch. If you're getting something, maybe you might want to get a sweater too. And then finally, their space cables. They do collaborations with a lot of different designers for key set matched cables, as well as a lot of different sets. They've run like GMK Fundamentals, they've run GMK Lavender, they've done a lot of these things, and a lot of these sets are on pre-order right now, so you can always order them in advance if you don't want to go through extras later on. They will be slightly marked up in price, but again, be aware that you can pre-order them now. And they also have been running different sets like MW Sogurt and all these new sets. So yeah, be sure to check out Space Cables as well. All right. What site was that? Keycall.eu. Yeah. All right. Let's test out the PCB now since we just finished soldering. Swear Novelty's PVT charcoal set is being slept on. I actually have been super tempted to get the charcoal set several times now. I'm like at the verge of getting it, but I do have like black key sets that I use already, and I'm just like, unless I really needed this, for now I'm just gonna wait. I mean, they do restock their sets too, so I think it's not a rush for me. I'll eventually get one. Oh, oopsie. Okay. Sweater weather looks so clean with that quiet, dusty, sandy vibe. Yeah, it looks really good. I really like it. Love Prime KB. Yeah, Colton's a good man. Oh, they also sell cobalt palms, which apparently are super popular in Asia, especially in China. Apparently, cobalt palms are like the rage. They sell out everywhere in Asia, but NA has a lot of stock. So if you're looking for cobalt palms, which are actually really nice switches, if you're like, especially long pole linears, if you like those, cobalt palms are available on Prime KB. So just FYI. What would you recommend for an S tier 65%? I have a Thermal Plus on the way, but not sure if I should keep it. What makes you think that the Thermal Plus is not an S tier 65% though? That's what I'm first wondering. What makes you think that? Haven't even tried it yet. That said, I mean, there's a lot of cool 65% out there. Like, I'm hard pressed to recommend one thing because there's just a lot. And I don't know what your aesthetic preferences are. I mean, some people will love to recommend, like, I don't know, they might recommend you something that's maybe on the cheaper side, and that's fine because it worked perfectly for them. So I don't know, when people say S tier or high end, it's always confusing. I think that's an F. Let's see. Okay, that's function key. Alright, I think I was... Let me see if I was sent a file. I think I have been sent a file, but let me just double check. For via... Or... Maybe not? Oh, maybe not yet. Wait, where's Mr. Upas? Oh, okay. Maybe not. That's fine. We'll just use it like this. Sweater weather always makes me think of the Bronx Beat SNL sketch. Peaches by set or 2 of WOB and call it a day. We do a little flipping in China. I heard Miago11 was an S tier streamer. Miago11? Who's that? Who's Miago11? Never heard of that. Have you guys known of a streamer called the Miago11? No. Are you sure? Did you try to search? Did you instead try to search for lightning keyboards? You know, like those Google recommended searches. You know, I see people trying to proxy alpacas or cobalt palms on Taobao. It's like reverse meta. That's pretty funny. I mean, if people need to proxy, I guess if people need to order, I mean, there's a lot of proxies here. Ninewalker, hello. Do you like stacked acrylic? I do. Like, I'm not like a huge fan of it, but I do like it. I don't mind it at all. Oh wait. Yo, this song, Green Hill Zone. Yeah. Basically this playlist is like all game music. Endgame 65% is definitely Vega, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people will say Vega's amazing because it just has a lot of options. Versatility is important for some people. Tempest. Ask Tempest. You guys know Tempest? Tempest mod? You guys know Tempest? He also makes like keycap pullers. He's from New Zealand. He's just recently had a kid, so he's been busy, but you know Tempest? Ask him about his constellation. Just ask him to tell you about his constellation and whether he thinks it's a good board or not. Just ask him to tell you about the constellation. He'll be all over. Love me a Wilbur board. My thermals are the best looking boards in my collection. I think they are definitely one of the most unique looking boards in my collection too. So, yeah. Does this board use scuff? I don't know. I don't have the measurements, so I can't be sure. I would have to measure it out with a ruler and tell you. Have you heard of the Royal Clutch Keeps? I have heard, but I don't know much about them. Heard, but don't know much. Like, I know what they are. Like, I know that they're a brand of keyboards, but I just don't know much about them. Alright, so there is our top piece. As you can see, there are 2 screws on each side, 2 bolts on each side to attach the accents here. The accents you can just easily detach and put on. Very simple. There's a USB port over there, and the rest is just gaskets. Looks like it's about time for me to purchase another roll of solder. That was pretty fast, actually. I need to purchase another Kester solder roll. I probably should order it this week, otherwise I'm gonna run out soon. Wuque 11 is some random named Lightning XI's deceased brother. Passed away sometime in early 2020 or late 2019. Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. All I see, lightning keycrons. I know, lightning keycrons keeps like push-ups. Ugh. And we'll not talk about the Equinox XL. God damn. Awful. Hate that guy. Tempest has met his endgame, his daughter. Looks too thick? I'm not sure. I don't know. I would have to probe a little bit more about the scuff thing though. Hello, I am new. La Bruja, I assume. Welcome. Bienvenida. Bienvenida? No sé. Welcome, welcome. Hi, new. Hello, I am new. Seba Sauron. Hello, new. Okay. Come on, man. Why do I suck at putting this daughter board thing on? Alright, there we go. Oh, we didn't put any case foam, but if we feel like it needs it, we can put it afterwards. How about that? Good. You guys can tell me later on if we want to put some foam or not. For now, let's do it without and see how it goes. Destroy the foam right now. You do this content frequently? Yes, I guess. I do it a few times a week, yeah. 2 or 3 times a week, I guess. It just depends, honestly. Depends on my schedule, but yeah. It's not full time, but yeah. We do be building keyboards. Wait, hold on. Was this the right size screw? Let's see that there's 2 different sizes. Okay, that was the right one. Okay. Wait, is there? Are they different size? No, they're the same size. Never mind. Never mind. I wonder if I hit my 3-year follow age yet. I don't know, Drew. 3-year? Here? No, not yet. Not yet. 1 more day. You started following since May 19, 2019, Drew. It's tomorrow. Or exactly in 6 hours. Or, yeah, I guess 6 hours, yeah. What is your favorite GMK set? Okay, excluding Wob, Dolch, and Beige sets, I'll say some of my favorite that I can tell you is Honeywell, Hyperfuse R2 and Hyperfuse Origins I both like a lot. Taro, I like a lot. Burgundy, I like a lot. Yeah, those are some of them that I really like. Shoko really grew on me over time. Really nice set too. Handerbrite, I think is like the historical connection to Handerbrite is pretty cool. Any love for Carbon? I really like Carbon. I've actually had GMK Carbon was actually my first GMK set. Do you know that? GMK Carbon, I've had my first GMK set was GMK Carbon, and I still have the same set I got since I got it in. I got GMK Carbon in in January of 2017 or something like that, and I've had it since then. Yeah, I've had my GMK Carbon set for 5 years now. I do like it. I do use it. GMK VOC, Violet and Cream. Very good set too. Very nice set. Are you going to get GMK Mictlan? Yes, of course. Of course. I'll get GMK Mictlan. Why would I not get GMK Mictlan? Gotta represent mi raza, mi cultura, my heritage, at least culturally. I mean, you know, it's part of me too. I grew up in Mexico, you know, lived there my entire life. I identify with it. Reminds me of home, actually, a lot. But like, yeah, like Altar de Muertos and stuff. Yeah, reminds me of home a lot. Which base though? Both, probably. Yeah, I'll probably pick up both. I'll probably pick up every kit for Mictlan. I don't think I'll pick up any death mats, but I'll probably pick up. I'll probably pick up every kit for Mictlan. Representando. Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get that. What is it? Mizu, right? Peaches asked for Mizu. Yeah. All right. I'll be right back. Sorry, I like dropped the set next to the bed area. All right, here we have GMK Mizu. So yeah, here it is. Mizu. Should be looking pretty sweet on this. Alright, let's see, full backspace, numbers. Ooh, look at how nice the switches match. So good. White polar bear enter. Okay. Any advice for a new college student? Work hard, play hard, I guess. Life isn't over just because you didn't do well in one class. Stuff like that, I guess. Make good friends. Huge one. Those friends will be around with you forever. That's probably pretty important, I'll say. Try to make good friends in college. Like, it's hard to socialize in college sometimes, but it's worth it. Enjoy the time there. Don't do drugs. Fair. Although, fair. Although technically my rate of trying new drugs in college was the highest, but I also didn't ever do them, like, recreationally. Just tried a lot of them. Use preventative aid. True. Practice safe sex. Yes, very important. Don't be silly. Cover your willy. I love that. Oopsie. Just dropped the novelties. Have fun, stay safe, don't just eat ice cream because you can. Yeah, those are all fair advice. Fair pieces of advice. Oh yeah. Oh wait. That's the right one. Let's see. Do I like I do like these koi novelties too. I'm gonna put those on. Spacing's kinda tight on this. Okay, shall we put some artisans on? Let's see. Mizu themed artisans, huh? It's just GMK Mizu? Yes it is. Yes it is. Okay, I like this one. It's pretty much a perfect match for it, so I'm just gonna put it on anyway. Oh, this Cosmo is really sick. Let's put that on. Oh, that's nice too. I like this one. Let's put this over here like this. What should I do the last one? Cthulhu, maybe? I think that looks good. Right? I think that looks pretty good. Oh, you know? No, you know, I've kind of been, this has a bit of pink to it, but I really like this. Let me see if I can change this. Maybe I'll put the Cthulhu into something else later. And then I'm gonna just shift down the order of these guys. And then put it as a blue, like a blue modifier key. Hey, I like that. Okay, cool. Is that the Hate Code Artisan case? Yeah. This is the CC box, and that's the Hate V1 Artisan case. So this is the oldest one. That's the first one that he made. V1. I think he just did a V1 Redux run with like commissions. So he like revamped the case a little bit and reran stuff. Pretty neat. So let's give this a shot. Tempted to get one? Oh, nice. Are you gonna commission, or is it being sold again? They're pretty nice. I like the I like the lid, especially that you can like close it and like put like the thumb screws on. I think that part's pretty cool about it. Yeah. As a commission, the cake is pretty. Oh yeah, the cake is a pretty board too. Pretty much it's like the it's like a moon tower / unicorn, right? So. All right. Let's okay. So let's see. Where is? What am I looking for? Oh yeah. Alrighty, here we are. Okay. So. Oh, I fixed this thing too. The JD camera moving. I think it was just a permissions issue with my with the add-on that I need to use for it. All right, let's go. All right, friends. So this is the Gentoo 65%, the newest keyboard from Mavic 13. This is the same designer as the Adderley. And there's a 65% version of that. We currently have is an E-white unit with brass coated sandblasted brass weights, and then we currently have a full aluminum plate. This has Gateron Mizu Minks linear switches, 62 gram springs, Tribosys 204 for lube, and currently with the GMK Mizu on it. So let's give this a shot. We'll try it with, there's currently no foam in it at all, so we might contemplate maybe using some case foam. So we'll give it a shot and see how it goes. Alrighty. Is it me or is this rubbing a little? I think I need to shift it a little bit, right? I think the space bar is rubbing a little. Is this too tight to shift up? Okay, that's better, I think. All right, let's try this again. Yeah. The space bar a little bit was scraping the bottom part. So, all right, try again. Ah, so many typos. What the? Why am I making so many typos? Hold on. So weird. Am I randomly pressing something? Okay, there. All right. Why is it not like, hold up, something's weird about this. Oh. Check on VIA? Yeah, hold up. Wait. Wait, what the heck? Did I? Oh my god, don't tell me wait, no, I did check all my keys, right? I did check all my keys after I was done soldering. A whole row is not working. A whole row is not working. That's why. My whole R4 row is not working for some reason. Like up arrow, shift. You forgot to solder a whole row? No, because I tested it right after. I remember I soldered and then I tested it. So I think something may be shorted or something. So let me try replugging it in and see if that worked. If it doesn't, then we'll just have to go back in. Yeah, no. Don't tell me I forgot. If I forgot, I'm gonna like be so shocked. But I thought I tested it right after. Maybe when you pushed it up? Oh, maybe when I pushed it up, yeah. Maybe it's shorting on something. So let's try opening it up and then see what it is. Could be like touching something like a diode, or maybe the cable's getting pinched. I don't know. Let's give it a shot and see. No, everything's soldered. My R4 is soldered fine. So maybe I'll actually just do this and try testing it like this right now. Oh, that works. Okay, yeah, I think something happened when I moved it, maybe. Something pinched or something shorted, so let's just try putting it back together like this. Okay. So maybe I'll just tighten it slightly, just enough to hold the screw, the case. And then I'm gonna, must have been a short, yeah, I think so. Okay, so I didn't tighten it too much, just so that I can test clearance. So definitely a little tight on the case. So all right, and now let me just test it before I tighten it all together. Okay, yeah, that works. All right, cool. So we can tighten the rest of the case now. Okay. All right, that works. Cool. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know. Oh, which screw is it? Oh. Sorry about that again. I suppose something shorted, and so it was not working. All right, back to normal. Let's give this a try. Do you know how it compares to the Adderley, other than the fact that it's a 65% instead of a 45? I don't know. I don't have an Adderley, so. All right, here we go. A little bit of roominess, pinginess, I guess. A little bit of ping from the echoing of the case, I think. So maybe it might be worth putting in one layer of the case foam. That should probably eliminate a good bit of that. So we can give that a try in just a second. But yeah, you guys have any thoughts? 65 or 45 at least mathematically. What are these Mizu Minks you're talking about? They're the switches that are currently underneath the keycaps. They look like this. I'll just take this one off. But yeah, they're basically Mizu colored switches, Gateron switches. They're very pretty. But yeah, they're linears and they have 62-gram springs. Yeah, they're on the Cankeys website right now. Adderley's not as hollow. I see, probably a result of the case size difference. Probably the case, yes, no pun intended. The space reminded me of the Matrix Noah tin can. Definitely a bit tinny sound, yeah. So we can try putting the weight on the Adderley's wider internally. Ah, that could factor in too. But yeah, let's try to add in the case foam maybe. So let's give that a shot. Actually, well, let's go over the mods first, and then we'll add the case foam. How about that? So here are the mods. So definitely can hear the echo, especially at the edges. These are gonna rub a little bit because they're artisans. Arrow keys sound pretty good. A little bit of echo from the top row. R2 sounds fine. R3 sounds okay to me too. A little bit of echo there, but not too much. I think it's the edges that kind of suffer the most, and the spacebar. Definitely can hear a bit of the roominess of the case. So we can try adding some case foam and see how it goes. So let's do that. So we have 2 pieces. I can actually measure them. One piece of foam looks to be about 3 centimeters. I mean 3 millimeters, my bad. 3 millimeters in thickness, and this one is, I think, 1 or 1.5 millimeters. So basically, there's you can do up to about 4.5 millimeters of foam below the PCB. So let's try adding the foam in and seeing how it goes. Foam for more thonk. Yeah. Okay, so how much foam should we add? Maybe 1 piece? Just 1 piece should be pretty good. This big one. The thicker one. Thicker piece of foam. Or maybe we can add both. I don't mind either way. All the foam? Okay, we can do all the foam. Let's do all the foam first. So add 2 layers of foam. So basically about 4.5 millimeters of foam. And then close the case carefully. Oh, I think the keycaps are catching. That's a lot of space under the PCB to fit 4 millimeters of foam. That is true. I definitely feel some pressure because of the foam being so thick now. So I definitely have to apply some pressure here to be able to screw it in, I think. Actually, it's not catching. Hold on, it's not catching. Okay. So now I can definitely feel a little bit of that pressure that happens from like stuffing something, like stuffing the case with the foam. Like I can definitely tell it's pretty full foam below the PCB. So it should sound pretty different. Yeah. Okay, let me just make sure that the clearance is okay here. Okay, seems. Oh. Let me loosen it slightly, shift it a little bit, but it's not by much. It's just a tiny amount here. Marbly, yeah, maybe. Creamy, marbly, woody. All the adjectives. Oopsie. I guess I untightened this one too much. Alright, that's fine though. Still a little bit too close to the bottom edge. Okay, that is good. Do you see the argument in your Heavy 9 comments about what Thawk is and how to get it? No, I don't remember. Might have not read all the comments yet. Funny, when Nathan watched that critical video yesterday. Oh yeah, did he say anything about it? I didn't know that he watched it. I mean, that's it. I didn't stay for too long on the stream because it was pretty late at night. What did he say? What did he have to say about it? All right. All right. Let's give this a shot. All right. Now we have the Gentoo with 4.5 millimeters of foam below the PCB, between the case and the PCB. So it should sound pretty different. Tell you how the stream was good content last night? Nice. I mean, it was a little bit too late for me, so don't know. Alright, let's... Alright, let's give this a shot. Ooh. Yeah, cuts out a lot of the high end. Yep. Definitely, definitely foam, removes a lot of that echo, So that's definitely gonna be pretty different. So obviously sounds pretty distinctly different. And let's check out the mods. All right, here are the mods. Yeah. Let's see. Cherry profile still sounds so clacky though for my personal taste. I mean, definitely it's all personal preference there. SA definitely kind of get more roomy sound. I think the weight is not right now. I can officially claim this board. You're so kind. I think I prefer without the foam. Both sound good though. I think the middle ground would be good. I think maybe one piece of foam instead of both. Maybe the thicker one, or maybe the thinner one, just to eliminate a little bit of the high end. Would sound pretty good. I do think it's a little bit echoey without foam at all. I think there is quite a bit of room inside of the case. So maybe just one singular layer. Maybe if you want to do a middle point where you add like the thinnest one and then maybe put a layer of shelf liner, could do the job too. So you can always mess around with that, how much stuff you put. You could use polyfill, that could do the job too. Certainly works, and on the Brutalist series boards, like if you put the polyfill, it's a pretty big difference, and it doesn't add that like stuffiness that comes from adding a thicker piece of foam, like slabs of foam. So you could also do that polyfill or something similar. But yeah, definitely a roomy case compared to the Adderley. So yeah, force break might help the foamless build. Yeah, that could also help by adding like tape or whatever to between the case and between the two case pieces. Yeah, it can help. Can we hear the spacebar again, please? Yeah, I think in typing is probably the better reference, so I'm just gonna type. Obviously, I typed a little bit more slowly just so that you could get it a little bit more in isolation. But yeah, so that's what the spacebar sounds like when I'm typing. If I'm obviously using my index finger to just press the spacebar, it's different because I'm probably pressing it even harder than I would press with my thumb. Yeah, so definitely a different sound like that. Hopefully that helps. Any other requests or questions? It's really got a little quiet in here. Okay, guess enough for now. Okay. So that's what this sounds like. Maybe for I'm gonna record this later, right? At some point I'm gonna record it with like maybe do like a small typing test video or something like that. Maybe I'll try for that one. I'll try maybe just using one of the pieces instead of both. Maybe I'll use just the thicker one and put that up. Yeah, I think right now might sound a little too full, but maybe it's taking one of the layers off might be just right. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Came late. Did he weigh it by any chance? I have not weighed it. What's dinner number 2? I haven't had. I only had I had like a. Well, no, I didn't have late lunch technically. I guess I only had a small pre-dinner kind of thing, like a small snack. So I might just get I did cook some food earlier today, so I might just have some leftovers actually. But I can weigh this. Jackie Long, one second. Give me a sec. I'll go get the scale. Vamos a cenar. Yeah, I'm just gonna have something small after this. Okay, so zeroed out the scale here. I'll read out the numbers for you. Yeah, I'll just... This board weighs 5.5 pounds, basically. 5 pounds and 8 ounces is basically 5.5 pounds, which in kilograms, it's 2.5 kilograms. 2.5 kilograms or 5.5 pounds. Decently hefty. I would say definitely like on the heavier side than not, but yeah. 5.5 pounds for just this board. The Adderley's 2.1. Oh wow. Those brass pieces I guess are pretty heavy, huh? I guess they're big. The brass pieces on the Adderley, maybe that's why. They're just denser. So maybe that's why the Adderley sounds a bit different, right? Proportionally. The brass weight is huge. Ah, okay. Got it. So maybe that's what it is. Well, anyway, that's what it weighs. 2.5 kilograms or 5.5 pounds. And I guess I'll just show you off like this, so it shows off the white cable as well. All right. It's a nice workout moving around the table. I see. Alright friends, check it out. The Gentoo 65% from Epic 13 with GMK Mizu. Pretty. Very pretty. Mizu looks really nice on E-White. E-White really is the color for Mizu. Either E-White or like navy / darker blues, blue grays work pretty well with the color of this set. Let's just unplug this now. So yeah, again, here's the top side of the board. Here's the iconic curved side of this board. There's the Artisans. There's the back of the board with the USB port. The other side, now you can actually see the cherry profile on it. The accent brass pieces. And there is our sus weight. This weight should have been in stainless steel. You know why? Because stainless steel sometimes in Korea or in Japan, they will call stainless steel sus, S-U-S. That's what they, instead of STS or SS, they'll sometimes name it SUS. So it's like the sus weight made out of sus. Get it? Okay, I'll stop. Yeah. But that's what it looks like. Lovely side profile. I really like this look. It's very cool. I do like this look at all. I think I tend to not really enjoy curvy designs that much. Like specifically like curved like corners, edges like that. I don't tend to be a huge fan of them. But I think this is pretty unique. So it looks pretty nice. Yeah, it's a nice look. If you enjoy this layout in particular, this could be the board for you. Definitely a chonky case, chonky roomy case, but it's all for the looks, right? Actually, you know, since I'm going to be removing that foam piece anyway, let's just remove it now. Might as well. Because I said I was just gonna do a typing test with one of the foam pieces, like the case foam pieces, right? How about you guys help me decide? Should we keep the thinner one or the thicker one in? I think the thicker one is probably the right choice, given that it's pretty roomy. So we're just gonna take out one of the two. I want it thick. Okay. Alright. Alright. Thick enthusiasts. Thick foam leaning enthusiasts have decided. Alrighty. Okay, so we're just gonna remove this one piece here. And then just keep this one in. Thick enthusiasts. I am down with the thickness. Oh, Oh. Sorry. I'll stop. I'll stop with the bad jokes. Is the logo supposed to be a penguin? I believe so, right? Is it liquid proof? No, I guess. I mean, if you spill something on top of the caps, it's just gonna leak right through, yeah. So no, it's not liquid proof. Most chill version of Disturbed. I listened to so much Disturbed when I was in high school. Like, pretty much every time I go to a gym, I was listening to Disturbed. And I actually, like, even in the school bus and whatnot. A lot of Disturbed. I was not disturbed by it at all, but I listened to a lot of Disturbed when I was a kid. Or when I was younger, I guess. Actually, I'm gonna untighten it slightly, just to make sure the plate is leaning a little closer towards the top so it doesn't rub at the bottom. Like when they do the sound of silence, there's a juxtaposition there. Oh, the sound of silence is so good. So good. Okay. I think that should be plenty. Has anyone listened to Kendrick Lamar's new double LP? I have not. I actually have to. I actually have been waiting to. No, I have not yet, but I want to. The Sound of Silence live in Conan? Yeah. Can we do a waterproof taste? Finally unsaw the imposter? Yeah. So yeah, it's supposed to be like a penguin. Alright, so this will be what I probably type on to put on like YouTube later on. But I'll just give you a preview. Okay. No more Garuda Valley for now. Natalie and Gentoo are both types of penguin? Indeed, they are. That's why it's penguin themed. Non-Newtonian liquids like oobleck. Non-Newtonian fluids. Alright, let's give this a shot. Now we have just the one piece of foam, which I think is 3 millimeters thick. And that's it. That's the only piece of foam currently. Am I allowed to do math during stream? You can do all the math you would like, my friend. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, I think this was the right move. I think this is the peak of where we will get with the foam and not having echo in the high end of that part, and then at the same time not having too much foam and making it sound too stuffed of foam. I think this is just the right amount, which is good. So it's good. It's good. I close my eyes, I type from should of general very first much inside become people against by to go from. Have you typed Creptachine though? Have you tried to type Creptachine? Creptachine? SMH. SMH. One layer is the right move. Yeah, this is the way. Ended up buying the shirt CD box set for the album. Too bad they ran out of my size for the black, so I got a size down. Oh, size down. Oh, I always go size up for shirts if I don't get the right size, because it's easier to wear baggy clothing than not. But yeah. Creptachine. Oh my god. Ale. Alright. So anyway, that's what it sounds like, and here are the mods. How about this? Pretty good. I like it. I think this is the way to go. Just the right amount of foam to get rid of a lot of that echo. So this is the perfect application of foam, in my opinion. I think in my opinion, when you have a hollow case and it doesn't sound good because it's too hollow, or there's just too much space, or the sound just not bouncing right, essentially, putting in like foam or you know, whatever, shelf liner, whatever it is, material, polyfill, name it, just the right amount to eliminate the extraneous sound you don't want, but at the same time maintain a lot of just the regular switch sound, keycap, you know, bottoming out sound, I think is the way to go. I personally don't really like having too much, because when you put too much foam in, the feel starts to change a lot as well, and I don't like that like rigidity that you get from putting too much foam in or too much material in. So yeah, my neighbors prefer the second build. Maybe the name for when the Beck 13 does a TKO will be Emperor. Oh, I would say the Emperor should be like an 1800. 1800 would be Emperor Penguin. No? I think that would be the move. I remember last year when Tempest was just creeping in streams last year asking, got any tape in chat? Yeah, I do remember that. At one point he changed his Discord name to Tapest. Can you show the side profile? Of course. Yeah. So yeah, this is a good use case of foam in the right way, is to basically have it remove extraneous sounds you don't want to have. So, all right. Making an 1800 makes more sense too with the new arrow, with the arrow late and Adelie and Gentoo. That's correct. Exploded arrows, cluster on the side, navigation, all that, right? It makes the most sense in 1800. I think 1800 is the next step for this series of boards. Anyway, again, here it is. Here is a side keyboard KB, keyboard I guess, keyboard square. And the bottom. Yeah, it's very smooth. The finish on the E-Wet is very smooth. I don't see any like weird specks. I mean, I think there's one little speck here, but oh no, never mind, it just went away. It's just dust, I guess. But yeah, the finish on this is really good. The E-white here is really nice. The lines are clean here. Yeah, no, don't see like machining marks or anything weird like that. So it's really nicely done. Emperor should be a base kit size board. Yeah, I actually like how it sounds right now. So pretty pleased with how this came out. I actually do like the sound and feel of these Minks, so I am definitely leaning towards buying a set of these switches, these Mizu Minks switches, because they look phenomenal. So yeah, at this point I like an igloo with a black PVD brass penguin. Is the TKL arrow exploded? Technically no, because it's on the same line as the bottom row. Exploded often is gonna be, well, I mean, exploded technically doesn't mean that, but it's exploded from the default, right? So like this is exploded arrows because it's like, it's a separate cluster like this. Oh, as opposed to being in the same line here where it normally is in the 65%. This is also like exploded like column, or you know, macro column or navigation cluster. 65% column exploded, you know, column. Yeah. All right. So I believe that is it for the night as far as the build is concerned. If you have any questions, please direct them. But otherwise, we shall search if we shall raid somebody. Yep. Let me know what you think of the new Kendrick. Oh yeah, I'll actually take a listen in a bit. Take a listen while I eat something. Kind of my first Lightning keyboard stream. Really nice, man. Thank you. Oh, Jason79, welcome first of all, and thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. You could have chosen many other people, but you chose me, and I am honored and very thankful. Yeah, no, thank you for stopping by, and I hope you can come around and chat more often. Also, I know time zones and stuff sometimes can be making things difficult. Man, I missed the whole build. Scruffy marks, no worries. Basic builds is streaming. Oh, basic? I haven't raided basic in so long. We should raid basic. I'm down for that. But yeah, Scruffy, here's a quick sound. I'll do it over the music, but yeah, here's a quick preview of the sound, okay? Right now we have just case foam. It's the thicker layer. There's two layers of foam that we have available. One's basically 3 and one's basically about half, like 1.5 millimeter thick. We just have the thicker piece in there, and that's it. No plate foam, and the rest is just aluminum plate, switches, right, stabs, the regular stuff. And these are GMK sets, GMK caps. Forbidden here typing out a typing test passage. Brian the Mandalorian, thank you. Oh, you're welcome, and thank you for coming by. Alrighty, alright, so I believe I heard that Miss Basic is currently streaming, so let's just search, double check here. It's all good. Yep, Basic is building. So let's go raid her. Piggy60, oh, nice. That's a nice board. Joran, thank you so much for gifting a sub to Jason709. That's really kind of you. Thank you. Also, Scruffy, thanks for the tier 1 sub. 21 months? Damn. Oh, Scruffy, if you haven't ever claimed your stickers, you probably should. I mean, I only give stickers out when people fill out the form, but if you haven't, you probably should get them. I think it's 21's a multiple of 3, so yeah, it should work. Alright, basic builds. Thanks for the stream. No worries. Okay, so next stream, my friends, I do have to tell you about the next stream. Next stream will likely be, it'll probably be this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern time, so it's going to be a friendly time zone for a lot of people in the other side of the world, as well as for people who might be home, you know, on a Saturday night. But yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern time on the 21st. Yeah, that's Saturday. And that's going to be the Pixel Space Capsule, ClickClack.io, who ran the Vertex Angle, and they're also running the Tenet 70. They're the ones running this too. And Pixel Space is a different designer. So yeah, Pixel Space Capsule 65 build on Saturday night. Okay, well, I think that's all I got. So let's go say Miyago raid. Would you? Oh no, I'm running out of time. Lightning raid. Would you call me basic or complex? Because I would rather call me basic because I would rather match with you. Okay. All right, let's go. Bye.